I am Lee with the Southern Cleaning Wife. Thank you so much for stopping by in today's video. I am going to be reviewing the Dyson V6, and all these opinions that I am going to have about this is my experience, and I've had one for about roughly 5 years now, and I'm just going to give you like the down low on is it worth your purchase. You can make that decision yourself after I tell you all the pros and cons that are going to be right here in this video. So let's get in. The pros to this vacuum is a small, lightweight, and it is a cordless vacuum. It's nice not to have to plug in every so many feet with another vacuum. It's nice not to have to worry about the baby pulling on the cord while you're vacuuming and the dogs chewing it up when you're not paying attention. Those are just some nice features of that. Now, as far as getting it places, it's lightweight. It's only about 5 pounds. You can pick the whole thing up with one hand and go around your house and do what you need to do. And then you have the fact that it is small. It can fit in a lot of places that bigger vacuums can't, or it doesn't take up much space, and therefore it's easy to put in a place of your house that may be more inconspicuous. Or if you're like me, I don't really have a laundry room, so I just kind of put it in my kitchen, and so it kind of just hangs out on the wall in my kitchen, and it's perfectly fine there. The section of this vacuum is really, really good, and the motor itself, this part actually works really well. As long as you keep it up, you can run it through a wash. And what I mean run it through a wash is you just clean it with some water and get the dust out of it. This white part comes apart from this gray part, so it's not going to mess up the actual electronic part of this whole thing and the actual motor. This part is the battery part, this part is the motor part, and then you have the actual suction area, and this is the part that needs to get cleaned often, because once this gets filled up, it's really dirty. It doesn't suck up as well, but it works. And once your bin gets filled up, the same thing will happen. It doesn't suck up as well, but that's expected to happen, and so it just works wherever it's going to be. It's nice to have something light that you can just pick up and go. It can also, the motor head, the actual piece, the carbon piece, goes underneath a lot of furniture easily without you having to move the furniture around or grab a different vacuum attachment. So that is definitely a plus for me, especially when you don't have much time and you're running around and trying to get it all done. And it works for my small space. So let's get into the cons of this whole experience with my Dyson V6. The cons is this canister is very small. You have to find a trash can very quickly. You definitely have to find a trash can within a certain amount of time, because it's going to fill up, and once it hits, it's only 0.7 liters that it holds, and so once your dust bunny is hit in there, you got to find a trash can, because it's going to lose its section, and therefore you're not vacuuming as well. Another con for me is my vacuum, to put it on the docking station, it's not going to work because we don't have it's not into a stud on the wall, and so it just falls out. So I have to kind of hang it out in the corner. Like I said, I have small space, so it just hangs out in the corner, and occasionally it'll get knocked down. And from the experiences of it getting knocked down, that little clip right there has broken off of the bin and leaving the bin flimsy and therefore not working. And therefore, yeah, it doesn't work, and you can't use it. You can't duct tape it. Like I thought, oh, I'll just duct tape it and work. You can't duct tape it because you are constantly having to empty it out and doing that. So, I mean, you could, I guess, hold it while you're pushing, but after a while that would get annoying. Another con is I have purchased 2 of these in the past 5 years, and I've had to purchase 2 of these in the past 5 years because the hold up time is not long. let me go grab this stuff and I'll show it to you here in a sec. Alright, so I got all the pieces here in front of me. What I mean by the hold up time is the hold up time for the pieces of this vacuum is not long. And the motor actually is really a long lasting motor. I have both of them right here and both of them work great. This one is the one I purchased about 5 years ago, and this one is the one I've gotten about 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And it works. They still suck well. But the pieces I will talk about here in a minute did not hold up that long on these. A con that you may want to consider is if your fingers cramp up easy or you have problems in that area, these vacuums are triggered, meaning you have to hold this down the entire time that you are vacuuming. Now, if it had like the on-off switch, that would be a nice feature, but it doesn't have that on these smaller these cordless vacuums. So that's something to consider. This is the motor head of the vacuum, and it is only about like 2 inches, 3 inches, so it goes underneath a ton of stuff. It is great for that. It actually resembles like the Dyson thing where it can go in a lot of spaces. It's real flexible. That's a really nice, cool little feature that this particular vacuum has to offer. But the downfall of this motor head is this is the part that I'm having problems with that has gotten me to get another vacuum. It's because this part, to replace it, is about $200, if not more. I'll put it right here. It gets expensive quickly when you can buy a new vacuum for $250 to $300. It just gets expensive quickly. This piece, the part that was bothering me that I was having problems with was the red part here. It's supposed to spin, and it did. It worked for the first 2 years great, and then it stopped working. And I had to, whenever I wanted it to work, I had to pick up the vacuum and shake it, and then it would actually work. And eventually had it gotten to the point where when I shook it, when I cleaned it, when I did everything that I could possibly do to the motor head, it would not work, and therefore I had to get another one. And there are the prongs to this thing, and I think that's what was wrong, is like that connection had just gotten lost, and therefore it just didn't want to spin no more. But it is kind of crazy that this piece did not last long, and now that I am about 3 years into this vacuum that I have, it's messing up again. Yep, it's messing up again. It's doing the same thing that my first one did, as far as the pieces are just not spinning. When I shake it around, it spins again. So it's only a matter of time before it stops working like my other one did. And I'm going to have to confront whether I want to buy another one or find a different one that'll hold up longer. Because vacuums, a lot of times, these pieces last longer on vacuums, especially when you use them at home. So it's just very sad that just does not work that well. So I hope this review was helpful for y'all. If any of y'all out there have those like bigger ones, the V11 and the V10s, and you've had them for a while, and your like motor head piece works great, and let us know in the comments. I would love to know, because I am also probably be in the field for a vacuum here in a little while, because this one, like I said, is starting to mess up, and I don't want to spend $200 on that part when I could go buy another one, and it's just not worth that to me. So I hope this review was helpful to you and gave you some insight on whether or not you want to purchase these types of vacuums or not. And I hope you have a fantastic day. I put out a lot of cleaning content, and I'm a mom and I'm a Christian, and I put out faith-based videos too to go around with all that. So if you like any of that, go check out some of my videos, and if not, that's fine. That's completely fine. But I want to thank y'all so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!